So now you gave me an idea of how Groovy works in the integrator, and yet again I have an issue. So,
Sure.
so in this case, I have a lot of data, and I want to be able to feed an attribute using information that's pulled from the system. So in my case, I want two specific things, and it's all based on the channel that it's coming in from. So for one, I have different shipping information based on the channel. For example, for when we have walk-in, when it's sold via walk-in, someone actually coming into the shop, then we don't have to take care of return shipping. And so I want to be able to differentiate there. And the second part is also based on the channel. And again, with the walk-in channel, I would like to have, in a way, an alert, maybe in a roundabout sort of way, to say, here, this is more unusual, we want to track this. And maybe generating a log entry or something like that could be a good way to have that noticed quickly and reacted to as needed. Can you help me out with all that?
This is a lot to take, right? Good that we have the requirements specified here. And I have prepared a solution for you just in Groovy code here in the Excel file, just for the moment. And we're going to build it up step by step in our function. So in general, I need definitely two things. Actually, I can immediately go here and create a new function, and we call this is the type is Groovy. Let's select Groovy, and we call it shipping information. I'm going to edit this, and then, as we described in the exercise before, in the little lesson, we need definitely input fields. So per record set, we want to catch the channel. So we need somewhere the channel information, and hey, it's called channel, perfect. And we define this as a string. And additionally, you said you want to have the log information, and especially when it comes to walk-in, you need the order, the order number. So we need a second information, and there we have the sales order ID. And even if it's a number, we treat it as a string because we don't want to calculate with this. We can immediately define that the output is also string, because in most cases we are generating text. And now we are going to build here step by step our code. So we start with defining again variables. So even if we learn that channel and sales order ID is already internally a variable, we could work with this directly. But as a best practices, it's much easier for maintenance and later also copy and pasting code snippets if you always start with defining script for your specific script based variables, and you assign always the input 1, input 2, so the order columns to this internal variables, because then you are independent from the real column name in case you want to copy the script for another solution or for another requirement. So the starting point, it's just assigning the input 1, input 2 to new variables. So now the second part, let's copy further prepared variables. So you said you want to distinguish between all the channels and specifically the walk-in channel. So we prepare a text that tells us that the shipping not applicable for a specific order or whatever. And because it will be part of a concatenation, we have put already a little space in between. And we have a second text that is just identify for your reports also that the free return shipping is applied here. So we don't want to concatenate this with something else, so we keep it as it is, no space in between. And we have a regular expression, because when you say you want to distinguish between different channels, we need to identify the different channels. And here we say we define a slashy string. So we learned this also in lesson, and the walk in, and to be sure that we catch even, let's say, typo walk-ins, where maybe one guy is written with an upper W or lower W, we put the question mark I surrounded by parentheses to ignore the case.
Okay, yeah.
So then we have prepared some of the variables, and then let's copy the block here. It's the bigger one, and I paste it here, but we can also check because it's bigger, it's more visible here at the left side here. So we are checking our channel variable, and this is the match operator for used with a regular expression, and in this case it returns true or false if this regular expression walk in ignore case is matching with our content we get from our record sets from the column channel. If it's full match, then exactly we have what you ask for. We are creating a new message where the order, this is text part here, plus the order number we take this from the input 2, and we are going to concatenate with the colon and then an additional text, and this is the text 1, the shipping not applicable. So we really get this order number and then text, shipping not applicable, and this is something we are going to return if it's true later. Yeah, but there's another line in between, and this is something you cannot use. So this is why it's red. You cannot use in the common Groovy console anymore.
Okay.
Because this guy here, so this line now is really hooking into the API, application programming interface of the integrator. So there is an underlying object, it's called log, from the integrator, and there we can call the method info, and we can pass the string message variable we created to this log.info, and what happens is, as soon as you run a load where this field transform is being used as so in this load chain is being used, the log.info is creating, when it's being executed, a log entry to the monitor of the integrator. Because it's .info, it means it generates just one record set inside the log. You should not stress it too much, right? So don't create per record set you check or you process here a log info, because if you have 100,000 of record sets, you will get 100,000 log entries additionally. So here, and this is the reason why we have the if statement surrounding here. So only if the channel is walk-in, we want to see it. You can go even a little bit, because you ask for alerts. Yeah. So in this case, we get a more or less positive alert, because it's more like information. So there are walk-ins available. Maybe they are rarely. So we want to see them quicker, as you asked for. You can also use this for warnings. Yeah. So if you want to give another kind of alert, so something happens here, so we need attention, and you can make it even stronger if you go for error. Then you have to be careful, because then the integrator and the load process will stop immediately. So this results.
That's important to know.
Correct. And if you want to see all the details of a log, you can consult the knowledgebase.jedox.com. Actually, I have 2 things already created for you, right? So, so if it's channel, we create the special information message with the order included, and we are logging it to the ETL monitor. If it's not walk-in, then we are just assigning the text2 variable content, in this case free return shipping, to our string message, and at the final end, either or, depending on whatever we have as a channel, we are going to retrieve the message we have created, right? So either it's including the order number, or it's just the text. And as soon as it's walk in, we generate additionally the log information. Let's take a look if it's really working. But to be sure that we get everything, we need to also include our shipping information into our output.
Makes sense.
And then we start our data preview, and there we have free return shipping. If it's online shop, fax, phone, mail, perfect. And if it's walk-in, we have order, whatever, shipping is not applicable. And let's take a look. The system here we have prepared has already a following tree, FH, where we are hooking into our currently or adjusted source. We are creating just a simple tree FH based on our sales order IDs. We have the shipping information available here. Let's take a look. We create our tree. Let's change to PCWA so that we see also the attributes. There we have. So shipping information, free return shipping, and the specific order, what is tied to walk-in channel. So everything is here. So we have also created the attribute. So we feed the attribute with our text generated by the Groovy script. And when I execute now the following load, so the dimension creation is running. It's completed. Now we scroll up a little bit, and there we are. You see, there is a log entry. Order 20, 29, 45, shipping not applicable. Now this is information, so therefore it's green. If you would change it to warn, then you would get a yellow line here. So we made it, right?
All right, yeah, it came with a relatively complex problem, and in such a short amount of text, you figure it all out.
Yeah, and we explained the Groovy stuff and how to integrate it into Integrator. I guess we are done for this session.
Yeah, then good luck using this information to improve your own ETL processes with the Integrator, and good luck.
Good luck. Bye-bye.